Hello and welcome to Truth in Real Estate, where we help you understand the truth about residential real estate so you can make smart decisions about buying or selling your home and investing in real estate. This is Kevin Cahill.
And this is Lisa Cahill.
Welcome back to the show. Today we're going to talk about how you strategically time the sale of your existing home and the purchase of your new home so that you only have to move once.
Yes, that helps so much when you don't have to rent for a month, a week, or even sometimes people think they need to rent for a year when they sell their home, and it's just not necessarily true.
And there's also the challenge of having the moving vans in the driveway on the day of closing, and people are trying to figure out how do we logistically handle all of these facets of a move. And this is something that we deal with every day. And we advise our home seller clients, our home buyer clients, those people who are doing both a purchase and a sale, how to structure this for the greatest efficiency, the least amount of stress.
And it can be done. It's been done many times.
We do it thousands of times.
Yeah, and we help people do it.
So let's dive into that. Lisa, why don't you start us off with, what you see as the right mindset for people to have in terms of starting with the home sale and the home purchase process?
Well, a lot of it is about coordinating when you're doing your purchase contract and your sale contract, just having in mind that you need to have both closings happen on the same day. And one would happen in the morning, your sale would happen in the morning, and then your purchase would happen in the afternoon, ideally.
And really, it's just a notion when you start the whole process that I can do this. Mm-hmm. This is something that many people do. Moving companies help with this all the time. This is not overly complicated, and it's certainly not foreign or unfamiliar to those people who are doing this routinely. For example, your real estate agent, the moving companies, and ideally the title company is very familiar with all this. This is not going to be foreign to anyone. So I would suggest that the right mindset to start with is, okay, this is what we're intending to do. I just need to communicate this appropriately to all parties throughout the process.
Ask lots of questions and ask for help. And the people that are helping you deal with this process, they're experts at it. There's nothing new about this to them. And there's plenty of people to help you. There are actual companies. We've had customers hire companies that actually came in, helped them thin out, helped them move, helped them unpack. I mean, it just depends on where you're at and how busy you are, but there are plenty of people that can help you.
Throughout every step of the process.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
One thought that comes to my mind is that a lot of times people aren't thinking far enough ahead to understand the pieces that need to happen in a timely manner so that you're not dealing with too much stress on the closing day, on your moving day. Now, one thing that I would suggest to people might be to consider taking a hotel room for a night or two.
We've had people do that.
And it might alleviate a lot of the stress, because what we've seen is when it doesn't happen correctly, people are feeling like, okay, I need to pack my bed the morning of my move, and I need to unpack it that same night.
Right.
Which can be very stressful when you could really solve this quite easily with a hotel room. And you could get that bed packed a couple of days in advance, and then you're not worried about on the moving day, I need to get that bed unpacked first. If you know that you're going to have a moving van or a moving company helping you, or just a couple young guys with strong backs, it can be a lot easier for people if they think, there's really nothing wrong in the grand scheme of things with grabbing a local hotel room for a night or two.
Yes, we had a couple that sold their home, and they actually had the moving van out front, and they slept on the floor and packed up their few little things first thing in the morning. And, Kevin and I wouldn't do that, but other people are comfortable doing that.
Sure. I mean, if you have a futon or an air mattress and you're comfortable with that, that's totally fine. But the notion of disassembling a bed, getting the mattress wrapped, getting it moved, I mean, because you want to go to Home Depot or Lowe's or your local moving store and get a mattress bag.
Yeah,
and
moving
get that moved cleanly.
Yes, and moving oftentimes takes longer than you think it's going to as well.
Hours longer
So,
than you might think.
Yeah, so plan on that. Have the movers come over. They can do a pretty good job of estimating how much time it might take for them to move you, but always know that it could very well take a lot longer.
And people often tell us they were surprised that it took a lot longer than they thought it would take to pack up all these little details of their life that they have tucked away in cabinets, tucked away in drawers.
Yeah.
Moving vans or moving companies can easily get your dresser moved out of your house, but they can't necessarily dump all of your stuff from the kitchen drawers or the bathroom drawers into a box.
Yeah.
Without, the cause or concern of damage from just the move alone.
I start packing and wrapping things weeks ahead of time. I thin out, I pack up, I get everything organized, and I'm working on moving weeks and weeks ahead of time.
Now, Lisa and I have moved in the last 10 years. I believe that we have bought and sold and moved, I think now 11 times.
That sounds about right.
And, we're a little bit crazy that way because we go out and we look at real estate and we think, wow, we could really do a nice job renovating this home. Let's buy it. And we do. And we renovate it and then we move in and we have a great time with it. And sometimes we live in a home for a year or two. Sometimes we live in a home for 4 or 6 months, depending on what we're encountering, what we see in the real estate market. So we have a lot of firsthand experience of moving.
And we've helped hundreds of people move. And we had a couple not that long ago. They found a house. They sold their house in 3 days and they needed to move. And for them, it was worth paying someone to come in, help them thin out, pack them up, and move them.
And then once they arrived at the new home, that same company helped
And they
unpack them.
And she said, "See me? See how I'm not stressed right now?" And whatever the cost was,
It was well worth it.
Was worth it for her
Yes.
because she didn't have the time to spend several weeks packing and thinning out. She just didn't know where to begin.
So you'll want to talk with your real estate agent about those types of resources. Your real estate agent should know plenty of people who can help with the various parts of the move, from boxing up everything in your current home to hauling everything out of your home into a vehicle, whether it be a moving company truck or large vehicle like a large van, or it might be that you hire some local young strapping guys with strong backs and you rent a U-Haul truck and you do more of this move yourself. Your real estate agent should know plenty of resources who can help you with it. Now go ahead, you were about to say something.
I wanted to circle back around to timing the 2 closings.
Me too. That's
we
exactly
we
where I was
mentioned
gonna
that at the very beginning, when we need to circle back around to that, how important the timing of the closings are.
And so there are 2 unique dynamics that can take place in terms of strategically and logistically thinking this through. One, you have already sold your house and now you need to go find a house. Or 2, you have found your dream home and now you need to get your existing home sold. And so in both regards, there's a lot of coordination that you'll want to do with your real estate professional. Because if you have found your dream home and have not yet sold your home, you'll want to get both of those transactions to close at the same time, if that's your goal. And for most people, financially, they need to structure both transactions to happen simultaneously, because for many people, they're getting the down payment on their new home from the equity that they have in their existing home. Now, if you have the type of money in savings where you can put a down payment on your new home without selling your existing home, that's great. That can alleviate some of this stress. However, our experience is that about 90% of people do not want to own two homes for any length of time, when really they're just going to reside in one, move into the other, and be done with it. And really that financial consideration of where is your down payment coming from, and will your lender approve you to own two homes at the same time, to have two mortgage obligations at the same time. Many lenders will require the sale of your existing home, first off, to grab out that equity for the down payment, and secondly, so that you do not have mortgage obligations to multiple lenders.
Correct. And also a consideration is what type of a market are you in right now? If you're in a market where housing is scarce, then you would want to find your next home first.
Absolutely.
If you're in a market where it might be difficult to get your home sold, then you would want to sell your home first. So pay attention to what kind of market you're in at the time. You certainly don't want to get your home sold in a couple of days and not be able to find something.
And that's where we deal with this with all of our clients in terms of the strategic operational questions about this particular transition in our client's life.
Yeah. How horrible would it be if you went under contract on a new home and then you couldn't get your old home sold? You know, you could lose your security deposit and all kinds of things could happen.
Your earnest money deposit.
Yes.
Yeah. And then you could also be in breach of contract with that home. You might try to figure out, well, how in the world do I buy this dream home that I absolutely love? We've been hoping a home like this would come on the market. There are solutions that your real estate professional can help you with in terms of bridge loans, in terms of tapping into your home equity. You do not want to try to figure this out with 5 days yet left to closing.
No.
You want to have this figured out well at the beginning of the
Planning.
entire process.
Planning is crucial for this.
So there are really a few key takeaways for listeners today. You might be thinking, I have a home that I would like to sell and I don't know where to go yet. And in today's market, you would definitely want to find that next home first because they're scarce. You'd want to make certain it's a home you love. You might have found that home and are ready to proceed, but you know that you need to get your home sold in order to afford the next home. All of these considerations are the bread and butter conversations that we have with our home seller and home buyer clients.
Every day.
All the time. And so we're very well versed on the different factors that are going to come into play for any unique situation that a home seller and a home buyer might not necessarily know how to navigate.
Exactly.
So the real number one key takeaway is to have that conversation with your real estate professional early in the process. We have encountered people who have attempted to sell a home for sale by owner. They might have attempted to buy a home without an agent of their own. They just go straight to the listing agent. And then all of a sudden they realize, I don't know how I'm going to actually strategically get all of this accomplished. Our number one advice is that a professional real estate agent is experienced in this exact type of scenario, and you should just avail yourself to competent real estate counsel.
Exactly. And when you go to get your home sold, once you've found something, it's crucial to get that home sold and be in a strong position so that you can dictate the the terms of when the home actually closes to be more convenient for you.
Wow.
And there are strategies and tactics to accomplish that.
I'm so glad you brought that up, Lisa, because it is so mission critical. If you are in a position of strength throughout the negotiations, whether you're a buyer or a seller, you are going to be able to better control the complete flow of this transition in your life. If you're in a position of weakness, you might have to overpay to get the right house. You might have to sell your home for far less than you think it's worth or that your real estate agent thinks it's worth, but you're on a time crunch.
Yes, or it could take longer than you need it to take, and then it messes up everything else that you're trying to do.
So you want to get the very best advice, the very best counsel from real estate professionals who can help you navigate every part of the home sale process. Your situation is going to be completely unique to you and to your transition, what you're trying to accomplish, your financial strength, your financial credibility, your ability to get financing from a lender to help bridge any of this transitional timing. So the number one thing you can do is talk to your real estate agent early, talk very candidly about what you're trying to accomplish, and then strategize over the very best possible course of action.
It's one of your most important transactions in your lifetime. So it really needs to go the way that you need it to go.
We welcome you to visit REALean.com, where we can begin the process with you. Reach out to us through our website, and we will be able to talk with you personally. One of our local agents who services your area will be able to talk with you about your unique situation and how you can best navigate the biggest conundrum in residential real estate sales, which is how do we time two transactions best? So visit REALean.com, and we look forward to helping you as best as we can. You've been listening to Truth in Real Estate with Kevin Cahill
and Lisa Cahill.
Whether you're thinking of making a move, or if you're interested in real estate as an investment, or if you're a real estate professional looking to enhance your skill set, we're here to help you make the very best decisions possible regarding residential real estate. Visit us at REALean.com to learn more about our company and to access our resources.
Please be sure to subscribe to our podcast and share with your friends. Goodbye for now.